The next set of videos covers multi-purpose techniques. These are strategies that can be applied to a variety of situations, and the three that we'll present are bopping, singing in rehearsal, and slowing the tempo down. This will serve as a brief introduction to the three of them. Bopping is sometimes called dutting or tutting, and what it means is that we just perform the onset of a note. So if the passage sounds like this, da, 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 and then we bop it, bopping sounds like this, da, 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 da. Everything is played short, but the value of it still remains. So the note at the end that had 4 counts at first, now just sounds like da, and then we rest through the remainder of the duration. Bop comes from the onomatopoeia effect, that when we do this, it often sounds like bop, 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 bop. Dut or tut is another way of approaching it. Some people like that better because it imitates what wind players do when they create sound. You don't make a bop syllable or embouchure technique when you play a wind instrument. So dut or tut is also a good way of a good thing to call it. And we can apply this, we can get short right off the bat. It's a great way to get staccato instantly because all we're asking for is the very beginning of the note. It's a great way to bring rhythmic issues into relief, attack problems, because that's all we're hearing is the attack. Ensemble issues, because we get to hear how things interact very clearly without sustains covering them. And speaking of sustains covering them, it's a great way to clarify texture, because we clear away all that stuff that we often say, sustained note softer, bring out the moving notes. So it brings counterpoint to the fore, and it helps bring out moving notes. It's a great technique. My ensembles know that I love it, and regularly we'll go through a passage, I'll stop and I'll say, let's bop that, and they know exactly what it means. It's one of my favorite techniques, as is singing. Singing in rehearsal, and what we mean here is that the ensemble of instrumentalists sing, not necessarily the conductor. And the ensemble is modeling for themselves, and it takes advantage of the fact that we generally have better control over our voice than we do over our instruments. So we can use it to work on style and phrasing and intonation and balance, even to save chops. There's so many things that we can do with singing, and I regularly do it to the point that sometimes if I ask for a singing line, and we'll be talking to the cellos, and cellos, no, sing, and I really mean for them to be expressivo. Sometimes they'll just start singing in the middle of the rehearsal because we use it so often, but it's a really powerful technique. The third technique in this set of videos is slowing the tempo down. And we know that technique from just practicing technique, that we don't know this, so let's slow it down so we can learn our notes and rhythms. But it's useful for more than just notes and rhythms. It's good for articulation. Slow it down so we can get a great quality, we can maximize the quality of articulation and evaluate it as we go. So we can pace crescendos and hear them in slow motion. So we can appreciate the nuances of phrasing. Slowing things down just allows us and gives us time to hear what's going on, as opposed to playing at real speed when sometimes things just happen too fast and it's hard to evaluate and adjust. And for sure, for any of these issues, especially notes and rhythms, techniques, sorts of things, we don't want to play fast all the time if we can't play it that fast. It doesn't make sense to build on top of, I don't want to say incompetence, but we want to master something at a slower level and then build on top of that. It's going to be more powerful than just, well, that was sloppy, let's do it again, let's sloppy, well, let's add some musicality on top of sloppy. Slowing it down helps us get rid of the sloppiness, and then we can build from there. No doubt you'll find other uses for these three techniques, and perhaps find other multi-purpose techniques as you go.